Isang magandang Sabado po ng umaga sa ating lahat at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa ating Panginoon at nagising po tayo muli sa isang umagang puno ng pag-asa at dalangin ko na sa umagang ito ay tayong lahat ay nasa malusog na pangangatawan at pag-iisip. Welcome po muli sa 11:43 DZMR para po sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Ako po muli si Dr. Jennifer Gatiwensi, your program host, at kasama po ng Philippine Pediatric Society Northeast Luzon Chapter. Samahan niyo po ako sa loob ng kalahating oras at pag-usapan natin ang isang napapanahong usapin. So, ito pong buwan ng July is technically Nutrition Month. Kaya nung pong unang araw po ng July sa Coronadal City, sa tulong po ng Nutrition National Council ng UNICEF and of course the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition ay atin po sineselebrate ang 50th golden year of the Nutrition Month. Okay? So dahil po kailangan daw na magkaroon talaga tayo ng kaalaman, it's more urgent for everyone dito sa ating bansa na kailangan matransform daw natin, mabago natin ang nutrisyon ng mga kabataan para po malabanan natin yung pagiging bansot, or stunting, and reverse the tide of childhood overweight and obesity. So yun po yung ating problema na hinaharap sa ating bansa patungkol sa nutrisyon ng ating kabataan. So this is a 5-year program. Nag-umpisa po yan last year, 2023 up to 2028. So the stakeholders, ibig sabihin po yung mga taong responsable dito sa ating bansa. Kasama na po yung ating gobyerno, the LGUs, the NGOs, and of course the business, civil society, and the communities. They have agreed the Philippine Plan of Action for Nutrition. So kailangan pa din po nating mabigyan ng kaukulang improvement. Kailangan daw mabigyan pa ng improvement in the so-called the triple burden of nutrition. So ano po ba itong tinatawag na triple burden of nutrition na kailangan nating bigyan ng kaukulang pansin? So ito daw po yung coexistence o sabay-sabay na makikita sa mga kabataan dito sa ating bansa. Yun yung tatlo. Number 1 is the undernutrition. So yun po yung stunting and wasting. Ibig sabihin, maliit na, payat pa. Okay? Micronutrient deficiencies or often termed the hidden hunger. So mukhang normal, pero upon checking the mga certain lab parameters, they were noted to have low vitamins and low minerals in their body. And the third element is yung tinatawag nating overnutrition o yung overweight and obesity. So these three elements po na tinatawag nating triple burden of malnutrition ay nakikita daw po dito sa ating bansa at sa mga bansang tinatawag nating low-income population. Ayan, ang mga lugar na may tinatawag na low-income population. So sa ating bansa, 26% daw Filipino children below 5 years old has this problem on stunting or bansot. So hindi ibig sabihin Pilipino ka, maliit ka. But basically, one major factor really is nutrition. And pag ikaw ay stunted, magpapasukan na, this can result in poor cognition and educational performance. Therefore, nagkakaroon ng negative outcome later in life dahil syempre poor educational performance, nasabi natin last week yung mga problema, at pag hindi nakatapos ng pag-aaral, therefore low wages and low productivity. So imbis na makatulong sila in the next years ahead, they will be a burden to our nation. And another problem is there has also been a rapid increase in childhood overweight and obesity since 2003. So for the past 20 years, ang daming din daw cases po ng overweight and obesity, which is also another form of malnutrition. Okay? We are considered high in according to global standards. And hindi rin maganda dahil kababaksakan nga po nito is hypertension, metabolic diseases, diabetes, which would further add economic burden sa ating bansa dahil pagka nagkasakit sila, di ba? And the third is yung tinatawag nating micronutrient deficiencies. At dito pumapasok yung anemia, low in iodine, low in vitamin A, na naapektuhan na sa pagbubuntis pa lang ng isang ina. Pagka nagpanganak siya, so nagpapasuso, kulang din yung vitamin na nadedede ni baby dahil malnourished yung isang ina. So parents and families are struggling to provide nutritious and diverse foods that young children need to reach their full potential. So according to the UNICEF, isa po tong organization na pro-children sa buong mundo, ang ating bansa daw accounts for 65% of total number of children living in severe child food poverty. Ayan. So, pag sinabing food poverty, they only consume 2 out of 8 defined food groups. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan, yung tinatawag ng food groups, yung Go, Grow, and Glow. Imagine mo 2 out of 8 dun sa kailangan nilang makonsume. So as we celebrate itong Golden Year of the Nutrition Month, 50th year, no? Kailangan nating ma-address itong kakulangan ng kaalaman tungkol sa Philippine Plan of Action on Nutrition. Ayan, dahil every child has the right to proper nutrition because when children are nourished, kung sila daw ay napapakain ng tama, they can better learn, play, and engage in their communities. At kung may pagsubok, they are also being more resilient in the face of illness and crisis na kagaya ng mga nakarang taon na pinagdaanan natin ng COVID pandemic. So, good nutrition, ang tamang nutrition or wastong nutrition is a fundamental driver of development and is essential for nation building. Ito po ay sinabi ng UNICEF. So sa taong to, ang ating tema nga daw po is sama-sama sa nutrisyong sapat para sa lahat sa pamamagitan po ng Philippine Action Plan for Nutrition. So ano daw po ang dapat gawin dito sa ating Philippine Action Plan for Nutrition? Ano ang ginagawa ng ating gobyerno? So to increase the consumer demand of healthy diets, itong kanilang objective, no? Dapat daw ang mga sambayanan is we should dumami daw yung pag-consume, no, ng healthy diets and improve access to adequate, age-appropriate, nutrient-dense, diverse, safe, and sustainable diet. In Tagalog, kailangan daw mas madami ng taong kumakain ng masustansyang pagkain at kailangan din is accessible. So I think noong mas maganda yung from farm to table. So accessible, hindi mo kailangan magpakalayo sa iyong bahay lang, pwede mo nang maitanim yan. Age appropriate, tama sa edad, dahil hindi naman natin pakakainin ng baby 0 to 6 months, no? Nutrient dense, ayan, para hindi sila magkaroon ng anemia, yung tinatawag nating hidden hunger. Diverse, so syempre kailangan iba-ibang klase, no? Kasi kailangan ine-enjoy mo din yung kinakain mo. Safe and sustainable diet. Okay? So paano? Paano daw ginagawa anong ginagawa ng ating gobyerno with regards to this, okay? So the LGUs, isa sa mga stakeholders, they are responsible for delivery of nutrition services at the local level, even up to the barangay level. So anong ginagawa? Unang-una dun sa tinatawag nating first 1,000 days. So early intervention. Pag sinabing first 1,000 days, this starts during the pregnancy, so isang buntis, up to the age of 2 years ng isang bata. Okay, so 9 months of pregnancy plus first 2 years, so yan po yung first 1,000 days. So early intervention, nasa sinapupunan pa lang ay binibigyan ng sapat na nutrition. So target neto is children and the pregnant women, children 0 to 23 years old. So after this need to be complemented with interventions to stop the rise in obesity. Ayun naman. So pag toddler, ayan, kasi kumakain na ng mga unhealthy foods and beverage, pag-apak pa nga lang ng 1 kung ano-ano ng mga pinapakain. So pinopromote din po dito yung physical activity, by transforming the built environment. Ibig sabihin, yung kanyang surroundings, no, yung kinalalakhan ay conducive for good physical activity. Dito po pumapasok yung mga playground or even libraries, no? So hindi lang proper nutrition but also promoting physical activity. Hindi lang yun nasa kwarto yung baby o yung bata na puro gadget. So kailangan din niyang gumalaw-galaw. So ito po ay nung early this year, dahil po isa sa pinakamababa mga undernutrition is under the Mimaropa region. So there are 34 provinces in our country na dito po pinakamataas yung child stunting and food poverty. Kaya po naganap itong launching na to sa Coronadal dahil affected po yung mga Muslim Mindanao, the Mimaropa, the Bicol, and Western Visayas. Sila po yung target provinces ng ating bansa dahil doon daw po pinakamataas yung cases of stunting and food poverty. So ano ba yung pinopromote na healthy diet or wastong nutrition? Bakit kailangan natin to? So kailangan, nasabi na natin kanina, no? For good health, and at the same time, if you are healthy, you are protected against a lot of diseases, mga madaming sakit, infectious and even non-infectious. So ang WHO, meron siyang tinatawag na 5 keys, parang 5 susi para sa healthy diet. Nasabi natin kanina, unang-una yung first 1,000 days. So pagkapanganak ni mommy, it is a healthy diet for babies 0 to 6 months na sila ay purely magpasuso. Okay? Ang kanilang exclusive diet is mother's milk, breast milk. Okay? No other food or drink, no? Only breast milk. At pag ito ay breastfeeding, they should be feed on demand as often as they want, day and night. So kakaririn to ng isang ina. Okay? So at the age of 6 months daw, pag-apak ng 6 months, dito na tayo mag-i-introduce ng variety of safe and nutritious food to complement breastfeeding. So may mga complementary diet na. So in partnership with breastfeeding 6 months pataas, papasok na yung mga masusustansyang pagkain. And ideally, breastfeeding should continue until the child is around 2 years of age or beyond. So, very critical yung first 1,000 days. Sa kanilang mga complementary food, wag daw dadagdagan ng mga asukal o asin yung mga pagkain ni baby. Ang pinapakain na is, quote and quote, yung mga biscuit, no? Na sugar-coated or refined sugar pa nga. So, doon pa lang may mali na tayo. Yung tinatawag na refined sugar, hindi maganda. So, bakit nga ba nila kailangan ma-breastfeed exclusively? On its own, according to the WHO, breast milk provides all the nutrients and fluids that babies need for their first 6 months of healthy growth and development. Exclusive breastfed babies have better resistance against common childhood illnesses tulad po ng pagtatae, pagsusuka, pulmonya, at yung tinatawag na middle ear infections or otitis media. In later life, sa kanilang paglaki, yung pong mga pinapasusong babies, they are less likely to become overweight or obese. And of course, kung hindi sila overweight or obese sa kanilang pagtanda, hindi rin sila at risk for heart diseases, diabetes, and stroke. Ngayon, pag-apak ng 6 months pataas, bakit importante na silang bigyan ng complementary food? O, mga bata, why is it important to eat a variety of foods? Dito naman, pag toddler, ang problema, ang hirap pakainin, so ang ginagawa ng magulang, padede na lang ng padede, kulang na yung sustansya nilang natatanggap. Importante na sila ay tumanggap ng a variety of technically whole or tinatawag nating unprocessed food every day helps children and adults to obtain the right amount of essential nutrients. Yung tinatawag nating hidden hunger, dito na nasasagot. no? It also helps them to avoid a diet that is high in sugar, high in fats, and high in salt, which could further lead to unhealthy weight gain, yung obesity, no? Dahil pag unhealthy weight gain, diyan na nga pumapasok yung mga tinatawag nating non-communicable diseases o yung mga diabetes. So, eating a balanced diet is essentially important for young children's development. In order for them that as they grow older, they will be healthier and more active, mas may laban sa buhay, ika nga. So, ano din po yung benefits, ano yung tulong na ibinibigay ng pagkain ng madaming variety of fruits and vegetable. Ito, pahirapan sa mga kabataan, pero it takes practice, discipline. Kasi kung minsan, kung anong ginagawa ng magulang, di syempre gagayahin lang ng anak. So, the WHO recommends that people eat a wide variety of vegetables and fruit. For snacks, mas maganda daw na kakain tayo ng raw vegetables and fresh fruits. So, yung mga carrots, di ba, yung mga ganyan instead of French fries. And choose varieties without added salt and sugar. O yung mga kamote, nilagang mais. O, di ba? Ayan yung mga dating merienda naman noong unang panahon. Vegetables and fruits are important sources of vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, plant protein, and of course, antioxidants. Yan yung mga totoong pampabata. Okay? Yan yung ating elixir of youth, ika nga. People whose diets are rich in vegetables and fruits have a lower risk of obesity, heart disease, strokes, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. So yan yung sagot ng Diyos para maging healthy tayo. So the WHO recommends that people eat a combination of different foods, including yung ating staple food na kanin. Pag sinabing staple food, yung laging kasama. So sa ating bansa, ang ating staple food is kanin, dapat in combination. Hindi yung si baby, kanin lang na may sabaw, wala rin, kulang yon. Okay? So, aside from that, you could have your protein source sa mga legumes o yung mga lentils, patani. Mamaya, isa-isahin natin yung bahay kubo. Ngayon, may tanong, how about moderate amounts of fats and oils? Okay lang po ba? So, moderate amounts of fat and oils are part of a healthy diet. Okay? Dahil dito nakapasok po yung concentrated sources of energy. But eating too much fat, no, particularly yung tinatawag nating wrong kind of fat, yung saturated fat and trans fat, yun ay hindi maganda. Ito yung mga processed meats. Dito papasok yung hotdogs, tocino, yan. So, hindi maganda. Ang gagamitin daw natin, ang i-consume natin are the unsaturated fats that could be found in, again, vegetable oil rather than animal fats which are high in saturated fats. Pagkakain daw ng karne, the possible or the better choice are the white meat. So yung poultry, chicken, no, and fish dahil they are generally low in fats. Hindi kagaya ng red meat tulad ng beef or pork na mas mataas sa fat. Tapos, pag prinoseso pa to, tataas pa yung salt content. So, hindi na maganda. So, kailangan daw, babaan natin ang pag-consume ng salt and sugar. Dahil yung mga taong mahilig kumain ng pagkain na mataas sa salt, no, or sodium, they are at greater risk of developing hypertension. And of course, pag nagka-high blood, stroke. So when cooking and preparing food, limit the amount of your salt intake. Yung mga soy sauce, toyo, or patis, bawas-bawasan. No? Try to avoid foods na high in salt like mga French fries. Yan. Mga better go for the healthy ones, fresh fruits. Okay? Lessen your cakes dahil high in sugar. So, the key factor here is, in a healthy nutrition, is being a good cook. And you can never be too young to teach your children to be a good cook, no? So bata pa man ay maganda ng maturuan. Hindi mo kailangan maging master chef agad-agad. So as a young child, pag natuto sila, there are certain values that they could learn, no? You could teach your children about planning and patience kasi hinihintay niyang maboil yung itlog na niluluto niya. Kasama niyo na siya sa pagplaplano kung ano yung kakainin niya. So sa pagplaplano, this is already a good way to teach your kids about proper nutrition. Lalo na yung may mga batang picky eaters, pag sila ay nabigyan ng pagkakataon, no, ng privilege to learn about proper nutrition, baka hindi na sila maging picky since they are now involved do sa food na pine-prepare na kakainin nila. And kung gusto mong maging matalino, no, they would develop basic math skills, reading comprehension, and fine motor skills. The kitchen is the best place for you to teach your children. So upon close monitoring, syempre, you have to keep them safe as well. Nang huwag mapaso, huwag masugat. But for your children, lalo na yung preschool, no, bago sila pumasok talaga in school for fine motor skills, the best classroom is the kitchen. Yung anak ni Ann Curtis, since yung asawa ni Ann Curtis is a chef, toddler pa lang marunong na siyang magluto ng basic. Okay, so now let's go. So ano ba yung bahay kubo? Okay, so madalas kinakanta yan, pero mas maganda, more than kinakanta, inaalam pala talaga natin kung ano yung mga nilalaman doon. So isa-isahin natin yung singkamas. So singkamas, usually hilaw natin kinakain yan, no? Sausaw sa asin, minsan with chili or bagoong. So maganda rin itong ihalo sa mga sabaw, okay? Or mix with meat or vegetable paggawa ng mga dumplings. Ayan. So sa Chinese food, usually singkamas inihahalo yan. Sa siopaw, may certain special mga delicacies, the dumplings. Talong, eggplant. This is a very versatile food, no? So, mabilis lang din patubuin yan sa ating bakuran. Pwede siyang maging ensalada, torta, isama sa sinigang. You can roast it, pan fry it, ayan, grill it. Ayan. So, very useful in different kinds of recipe. Sigarilyas. Okay, ito po ay tinatawag na winged beans. So dito yung mga lettuce, mga legumes, I mean. So they have the profile similar daw sa asparagus, which is an imported vegetable. So counterpart sa atin ay sigarilyas na inihahalo sa pinakbet o yung gising-gising. Okay, so pwede mo rin siyang i-blanch, tapos i-pair with grilled meat or grilled fish. Ayan. Or pwede mo siyang gawing tempura, vegetable tempura. Mani, which is part of the legume family again. So, pwedeng adobo, pwedeng garlic infused, pwedeng ihalo sa kare-kare. Ayan. So, pwedeng ginagawang candy, no? Peanut brittle, or even in salads, no? So, pwede yan. Sitaw, another long beans, okay? So, kamag-anak pa din ng asparagus, pwedeng i-adobo. They are very versatile as well. Bataw or hyacinth beans, okay? You can mix this with fried rice, okay? Pwede din ginataang bataw daw. Pero itong bataw, it has cyanogenic glycoside, which is toxic pag hindi daw properly na i-prepare. And wag din daw sobrang dami. But in a good portion, ay healthy po to. Patani, o ito yung lima beans. Pag nababasa niyo sa mga cookbooks, lima beans are batani. Patani, I mean. So, green siya sa labas, pero sa loob, white yung beans niya sa loob. So, makikita to na either fresh or dried or canned. Okay, so, isinasama din to sa pinakbet. Okay, pwede rin siyang ginigiling at isinasama sa mga gluten-free na bread. Yon. So, those with they are in gluten-free diet. Kundol or winter melon or puting kalabasa. Ito, so, ito, I grew up with this as, parang kinakain ko din siya as parang candy. Okay? Binabaon ko to sa school or minsan sa mga hopya. Ayan, so mukha siyang pipino. Ayan, so pwede din siyang ulam, pwede siyang isinasama sa mga ground meat or mga miswa, yung mga sabaw kay baby. Speaking of sabaw, so yung mga anak ko, they started with patola. Okay, so similar kasi siya with kundol. Okay, so this is a comfort food na sa miswa, no, with giniling. So gustong-gusto to ng mga anak ko when they grow up. Okay, upo. Ayan. So again, hindi siya mapait. Actually, wala nga siyang lasa. So most common ito sa mga Chinese dishes. Okay? Kalabasa. Ayan. So very versatile again. So sa mga babies na nag-uumpisang kumakain, minamash ito, pinupuree. Okay? So you can also use this for pasta, like meron ng squash noodles, no? So, marami siyang ano, or okoy. Yan. So, sa mga, or squash fritters. Labanos or radish. Ayan, meron sa Chinese na restaurant yung radish cake or pwede siyang i-pickle, ginagawa sa salad. Ayan, so very healthy. Mustasa or mustard greens. So, mga leafy vegetables that could be used in salads. Tapos dressed with vinaigrette. Okay, so in salad, pwede mo nang haluan ng cheese, konting bacon ham. So meron ka ng green salad. Kasama na dito yung white onions or sibuyas. Okay? So sa mga, you can caramelize it or ano yan. So yan, may white onion on sa beef steak Tagalog. Ayan, di ba? Favorite din to ng anak ko. Kamatis, another very versatile. Salads, or you can eat it in with your tapsilog, o di mga ganun, di ba? May kamatis ka. Bawang. Ayan, so bawang. Ayan, sa mga pagkain, sa pagluto. Luya. Luya is, maganda to sa tinola, di ba? Sa sabaw. And sa paligid-ligid ay puro linga, sabi nga niya. So, eto mabango, okay? So, you can use this as garnish. So, wag lang natin kantahin. Isama natin yan sa mga isiniserve natin sa pagkain. So, as we end, what does the Bible say about nutrition? So, sa godquestions.org, sabi sa 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19, don't you realize that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given to you by God? So you do not belong to yourself. Eto si Paul, siya yung nagsasabi neto. Okay, so the Bible encourages us to care for our bodies, and good nutrition is naturally part of taking care of our bodies. So sa pag-aalaga sa ating katawan, mga issues tulad ng mga abuse sa ating katawan is pag-aabuso sa pagkain ay kasama doon. Tandaan natin, ang ating pagkain daw is parang fuel. Okay? Parang gas. So, ang kailangan ng katawan natin is gasoline to have the good energy. Pero kung iba ang inilalagay mo, pupugak-pugak yan. 'Di ba? Hindi siya makakatakbo. So, hindi magagawa ng Panginoon yun. Dapat nating gampanan dahil hindi maganda yung katawan natin. We could be slow, lethargic, sakitin. So good nutrition is crucial for proper brain function and hormonal balance. And eating the right food contributes highly to our ability to think clearly and to our general quality of life. So God gives us food to eat, no? And we as good stewards, we have to take care of our body. The earth has been created to produce foods that are full of vitamins and minerals and amino acids that our body needs to survive. So it's a gift from God, no? So choose those gifts from God, yung whole raw food rather than mga processed food. Okay? So that's it po for today sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Nawa po sa sandaling panahon ay may naibigay po tayong linaw at mahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa ating paksa sa araw na to. Dalangin ko ay mamuhay tayo ng malusog sa ating katawan at kaisipan. So abangan niyo po muli ako sa susunod na Sabado para po sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan, dito lamang po sa 1143 DZMR, a proud member of KBP. Ating tandaan, ang ating kalusugan ay kayamanang di mapapantayan. Happy weekend po sa ating lahat!